One of the biggest breakthroughs I've seen for my beginner guitar students is realizing that they don't need hundreds of strumming patterns to play songs. In fact, a small number of patterns appear time and time again across thousands of popular songs. Today I'm going to show you 3 of the most useful beginner strumming patterns. You've probably heard all 3 of these before. These songs sound completely different, but the rhythmic ideas behind them are built from the same basic ideas. By the end of this video, you'll understand how these patterns work, why they sound different, and where you can use them. We'll start here with one of the most common beginner strumming patterns. This is the type of rhythm used in songs like Songbird by Oasis. So here I have a G major chord. The rhythm is down, down, up, down, up, down. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So you've got a single strum on the 1, just down, then down, up, 2 and 3 and down, up again, 4 and down, up again, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. The reason this pattern works so well is because it creates a constant flow. The hands keep moving and the rhythm feels smooth and natural. This is one of the first patterns where your strumming starts to sound less like an exercise and more like actual music. This pattern alone will allow you to play hundreds of songs, but it does have one limitation. If you use this rhythm for everything, your playing can start to feel a little predictable. The next pattern introduces something that completely changes the feel: space. This second pattern is based around a different idea. Instead of filling every moment, we leave room in the rhythm. You can hear this in songs like Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan. So again, we've got that G chord. We're going to be strumming down, down, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference is that the first downstroke lasts longer. The important thing here is understanding that the gap is part of the rhythm. A lot of beginners think strumming means playing more, but often the opposite is true. The spaces between the strums are what create the groove. Your hand keeps moving, but you choose when to hit the strings. This idea is incredibly important because rhythm isn't just about the sounds you make, it's also about the sounds you leave out. There is one more important way we can change the feel of a strumming pattern. Instead of adding space, we can change the movement and create more energy. The final pattern is one you'll hear constantly in modern acoustic guitar. A great example is Riptide by Vance Joy. This one feels different because the up strums create more forward movement. This song starts on an A minor chord, and if you want to play along with the original record, actually we have a capo on the first fret too. And we're going to strum down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Down, down, up, down. Again, the hand movement stays relaxed. The difference comes from where the strings are being played. This is what makes strumming musical. The same basic movements can create completely different feels depending on how you use them. The important thing isn't learning hundreds of different patterns, it's understanding the small number of rhythmic ideas that appear again and again in the songs you want to play. For your practice, don't try to learn all 3 patterns at once. Pick one, choose one chord, and spend 5 minutes a day making it feel natural. Once that rhythm feels comfortable, start applying it to songs. The next challenge is using these patterns while changing chords, because that's where a lot of beginners get stuck. And that's what we'll cover in this video here.